Hello, Pauper fans. This is Mathonical, and we are playing Rally Gond in the Pauper Challenge. This is round 5. Our opening hand here, while not great, is fine. We've got some life gain, we've got part of our combo, we've got protection, plenty of lands. We will be able to generate extra tokens using the colony garden, so this is a keepable hand. Not great, but can't have our perfect 7 every single time. The extra Presence of Gond is not ideal here. Basically means we'll be cashing one in, very likely, just to generate extra life with the Soul's Attendant, but, you know, we'll do what we can. We're against Stompy again. As you've seen, this is, in general, a favorable matchup, but Game 1 can be a little rough, especially when I get this down. Ledgewalker plus an Elephant Guide means we're going to be taking quite a bit of damage. We don't cash in our plant token here because we want to use it for making as many tokens and life gain as possible. Here, we do not create one to block or to jump block because we want to have 2 plant tokens the next turn to kill his Metal Sentinel. We play a tap plan there instead of Boros Garrison because we want to keep up Prismatic Strands in case we need to use that, in case they played a lot of pump spells of some sort. They don't play any pump effects like that, so we go ahead and cash in our 2 warrior tokens to get rid of that. We're now able to bump our Colony Garden back to our hand to generate another token down the line. We are now going to cash in a Prismatic Strands. We're able to block the Quarian Ranger. We're going to kill it. We're going to save our guy, take no damage. This is why this is the best card in this matchup. Continue to make extra dudes, and now that we have 1 Elf Warrior token left over, we're going to cash in our other Presence of Gond. Now we're going to be gaining 2 life a turn, making 2 dudes a turn. So even though we're netting -2 life, we're at a fairly stable state, especially with the Prismatic Strands in the graveyard to protect ourselves from any kind of shenanigans. Getting the extra Soul's Attendant is exactly what we wanted, because now we're netting even on life gained per life loss. They draw a Rancor, so there, once again, we're at the -2. We're still completely fine with that. We're starting to hold lands in hand because we've already got enough mana, and we want to save these for any kind of Sens Enlistment we may draw in the future. Getting the extra Soul Warden means now we're gaining 6 life a turn. We're completely even again. Chances are they're holding creatures because they don't want us to gain additional life. And at this point, we've created so many extra dudes that we can start getting in for damage, especially when we have the Rally of the Peasants. It's always a good thing to try and look for the win if we have the Rally of Peasants and more dudes than our opponent. So here, we've been saving up for multiple turns. For the past 2 or 3 turns, I was doing the math. Can we attack here? Will it be lethal? This was I think last turn, if we attacked with some of our Soul Sisters, it would have been a lethal attack, but just to be safe in case anything weird happened, I waited 1 additional turn since there's no harm in waiting with multiple Prismatic Strands and the like. So, we win Game 1. We will jump into Game 2. Pull up the sideboard. Very similar to what we did last time. We take out all our battle screeches, take out 1 Presence of Gond, 1 Rally of Peasants. We bring in all of the removal. And yeah, I covered that in the last one, so no need to cover that again. We will take a look at our opening hand. This is a borderline keepable hand. It's a little on the slow side, but we do have the ability to get a white mana, protection effects, gain life. We've got part of the combo with the Midnight Guard. This is also a 2/3, so it blocks a lot of other things very nicely, and the most important card in the matchup. So we go ahead and keep this. Sens Enlistment with the Soul Warden is also really good value, gains us a lot of life for the course of the game. Windscarred Crag here is what we want. We're going to, just in case we draw some sort of bounce land, we do draw the Presence of Gond here, so now we have the infinite combo ready to go. Our opponent isn't off to a very fast start without the Burning Tree Emissary, so we're fine to just kind of develop our board with protection effect. We've got the Midnight Guard down, so if they ever tap out completely, we're going to drop this Presence of Gond. One of the things to note while playing this deck is you do not want to play your Presence of Gond if your opponent has any way of interacting. It's better to put the fear into them to make them always hold up mana. You only go for the combo if it's guaranteed to work. or if your back is against the wall and you don't really have other options. Here we're willing to block their creature even though we know they could play a Howl the Hunger Pact, just because we want them to get it out of their hand now. We don't want to have to play around it in the future. And it would give us a better chance of them completely tapping out, since we had a way of protecting our guy. So now we're just going to cash in our Prismatic Strands, get it into the graveyard so we have an extra protection effect for if we go for the Presence of Gond. But as I've mentioned, we're just kind of waiting on playing the Presence of Gond. There's a very good chance they're going to tap out next turn to try and get this Viridian Longbow online to kill our Soul Warden. And they're going to be thinking we don't have the Presence of Gond since multiple turns have gone by and we haven't played it. So they go for exactly what we thought. They're now completely tapped out. I decide that it's probably best to keep our life gain, because now we can just drop our combo and gain infinite life at the same time as making infinite dudes. So that wins us the game. Yeah, as you can see, this is a very favorable matchup. So if the meta is very Stompy heavy, Rally Gond is a good deck to play. With that is the end of round 5. Since we're now 5-0, we're guaranteed into top 8. So you're welcome to join me for round 6. Although, in general, if I'm guaranteed, I don't take the round as seriously, especially when this is such an intensive deck to pilot perfectly. I'll usually be a bit more lax if it's, I don't need to play to win into the top 8. Just kind of like saving some of my mental fortitude. But you're welcome to join me for that one, and I will see you there. And if you skip that one, no worries, I'll see you in the top 8.